What is up and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about Xbox. And I haven't talked about Xbox at all on this channel yet because, I was going to talk about Scalebound, but that ended up, it took too long to make the video, so I never talked about it. Now I want to talk about Xbox. They revealed the Scorpio and they revealed some of the specs, and I don't want to talk about the specs, but it's better than PlayStation 4 and it's supposed to be kind of close to on par with PC. It's not necessarily on par, but it's close to on par with PC or whatever. I will post a link to the specs and all that stuff down below. So I did want to get an Xbox, for a while now. I've been looking into it and things like that. But, it's kind of been dry. And after the cancellation of Scalebound, it kind of made me wait a little longer. But I did want to get it eventually. So after they released the Xbox Scorpio, I was like, you know what, now I probably would get it. And I know people are going to say, why are you going to get an Xbox now just because they're making more powerful hardware? The reason why I say I will get it now, because if they make the Scorpio, I can't see them not making games for it. That just wouldn't make sense, because you got to realize the third-party, developers may not necessarily use the Scorpio to its fullest potential, and that would really depend on the developers and the company. And the only time I could really see them doing it is if Xbox went out their way to pay them to make it better on the Scorpio. And even then, I don't think Xbox will really pay, because it's not like they're going to pay everybody. It's not like every game that comes out, they're going to be losing money. So they'll probably only pay a specific few, like how they paid for time exclusives. It'll be kind of like that. If it's a time exclusive, that probably would look better on the Scorpio. That's the only thing I really see that happening. So I don't really think that they're going to really try to go out their way and say, okay, let's try to get these third-party games to really look better on our console. I'm like, that would really depend on the third-party developers if they want to do that or not. So the best thing will be, of course, is to make the games themselves, because, Xbox has been getting gunned on these past few months now. Like, ever since Scalebound got canceled, after that, Xbox kind of like, dropped a whole lot, and it was like very dry when it comes to games. And of course, I'm talking about as it relates to exclusives, not the third-party support. Because after that, it was like everybody went gun-ho on them. It was the PlayStation people getting at them, PC people was getting at them, even the Nintendo guys were getting at them. And Nintendo doesn't even have anything. So I'm like, when they trying to get on at somebody, it's like really bad, because you don't see them even trying to jump on anybody or anything. So I'm like, Nintendo jumping on somebody is like a puppy dog trying to get a polar bear or something. So I'm like, I don't really see the logic of that, but they was doing it. And of course, because people will say, when do you think they would show games? Of course, I think they would show games at E3. They would have to show you games at E3. If they don't, that wouldn't make sense. And they already gave, the specs, and they show some of their specs early. That's what you do. You show it early on, so you don't necessarily have to go through all that when you come to E3 trying to show people hardware and people just looking like, okay, that's nice. Because to be honest, not that many people are probably going to really go out and get the Scorpio. Xbox fans really hyping it up like, oh yeah, this is going to destroy. No, it's not going to do all that. People who actually probably care about hardware and stuff, of course, yeah, they'll probably go out and buy it. But would it destroy PlayStation? No. If you think that, you're kidding yourself. Like, come on, let's be real. PlayStation, look at the game lineup that they had so far this year. It's ridiculous. And all of the games have been getting great scores. Not like they've been getting 6 or 7s and stuff like that. So it's like, it's not going to be, oh, I make a great console and I win the battle. That's not going to be the case. They'll have to bring out some games, because you got to realize PlayStation has all these great games that came out. And on top of that, they're having more great games until, this year ends, and then next year, then E3 is coming. You think they're not going to show more games? So I'm like, they've been on a roll. It's like ridiculous. With that, they do need to show games at E3, and they need to show a lot of games. So I'm saying that they would at least have to show at least 10 games, 10 exclusives. They need to show at least 10 exclusives. The thing with pre-ordering it early, of course, you can always cancel your pre-order if you don't like what you see or whatever. So I can always do that, which I don't really think I will, but I'm saying I can always do that as a backup. Like, okay, you know what? If they really don't show nothing at E3, and I'm like, okay, I don't really like anything I've seen, I can always cancel my pre-order if I want to do that. And of course, people say there is no games, but I don't have Xbox One, and I never owned one yet. So there are games that I would like to get for it that are out right now. So there are things to play. It's not like the Nintendo Switch. So like after you're done playing Breath of the Wild, there's nothing else to play. Xbox actually does have some exclusives that are pretty good that's out right now. So if you didn't own an Xbox, you bought one, you would have something to play. It's not like, oh, I don't have anything to play now. So you would have something to play. It would be something there for you. Unless the games aren't really appealing to you, of course, like if somebody just likes mainly Japanese games or something like that, of course, they may not want to get an Xbox One, because they don't prioritize Japanese, of course, because, of course, they're American. So that is it for my video. Comment down below what do you guys think about the Xbox Scorpio. And I do apologize if I'm talking and breathing a little hard, because I do have allergies. I'm trying to keep it under control. So, it gets a little hard. But so I thank you guys for bearing with your boy. And don't forget to power up by hitting that like button. Subscribe to join the guild. And as always, my boys and girls, have a good one and game over.